Question 4. How did you use new media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluations? Bannister Burn and Buckingham 2006 stated that creativity is not inherent, it is due to the development of digital technologies. We agree with this as we use a variety of technologies in the construction, research and planning of all of our products. We created an indie genre music video for the band Demographic for their original single Dance Floor Consumer. Furthermore, we created 2 ancillary products for the band consisting of an 8-panel digipack and an exclusive poster. Our aim was to target a subculture of indie rockers, Dick Hebditch, 1979, aged 16 to 25, with 60% of the target audience being males and 40% being females. We pastiche macro elements from real media text, for example, Little Comet's Joanna, montage and opening scene, an example Kickstart, split screen, music videos. In our music video, we have created stereotypical representations of the indie culture and subculture in order to create a preferred reading and verisimilitude. However, we also challenged areas. For example, the binary opposition is dominant. Claude Levi-Strauss, 1958. In this video, we will discuss how we use new media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluations. Technologies were crucial in the process of creating and constructing our product. Veblen, 1921, states that the introduction of new technologies can significantly change a society. We agree with this statement as we live in a world dominated by technology, which has led to convergence culture and has now escalated to a society full of digital natives. This furthermore helps me to productively create my products as I was aware of the new media and technologies. This was due to technological convergence. PJ Fiore, 2004. We used a Sony Allegria camera to film the narrative indoor scenes of our music video. We used a tripod and camera frame to ensure stability and accurate position. This is so, for example, we could get good enough shots of the anti-hero leaving the bedroom to connote the genre of the video by showing location and letting us use a wide shot to establish the narrative because of the actions in it. We chose this camera because the zoom is very focused and professional, and we needed to film close-up scenes using this camera. Andrew Goodwin, 1992, Codes and Conventions of Music Video. For example, the lip-syncing of our star persona, who is the lead singer throughout the video. This also leads to our star persona being seen as the dominant gender within our binary opposites in the performance part of our hybrid structure, as the males are the dominant gender in that part of the video. We used 2 cameras to film our bedroom scenes. One was in the corner of the room, positioned to fit our anti-hero in the rule of thirds, whilst the other camera was used at the opposite side to capture the footage from a different angle. This camera was also used for close-ups, insert shots of iconography, such as arc shot of the cigarette packets and empty bottles, which relate to the subcultural capital Sarah Thornton, 1995, of the target audience, the backstage footage of the band, which was postmodern of the documentary-style cinema that gave the audience an insight into the band, and I also filmed the anti-hero walking down the stairs, which illustrated a point of view and over-the-shoulder shot, creating the illusion that we were following her down the stairs, just like they did in the video for Joanna by the Little Comets. We did this using a handheld camera, which created voyeurism. Andrew Goodwin, 1992. We filmed footage through mirrors in the house. This creates voyeurism. This connotes that the anti-hero is promiscuous and mysterious. We came across a problem once in Sheffield. We found that we had tapes missing from our cameras, so that we filmed on our phones. This not only allows us to be more flexible with our angles and spaces, but we were able to use a torch which is inbuilt into the camera and filming settings such as effects like the black and white, which would allow us to stereotypically create an indie-style looking piece of video if we wanted to within our narrative. However, we did not do this. By doing this, we showed how technological convergence, PJ Fiore 2004, helped us to create our codes and conventions of music video. We used other technologies such as non-linear editing software such as Photoshop CS 5.5. We use this when creating our ancillary products. We use various tools on Photoshop, for example the black and white colour edit and also the brightness, but mainly the levels to get the black and white in my ancillaries to have the desired effect and have synergy. This connotes the indie genre as it represents it being made on a cheap budget. It also creates our house style for our brand's products, as we then felt the need to create an ideology that represented the traditional ideologies and themes, Broadwell 1989, of indie music that is relatable to our subculture. We followed conventions of existing media text, such as posters and digipacks of bands including Maroon 5 with the browns and reds, Little Comets, bright colours and black and white, Arctic Monkeys, who mainly use grungy colours and black and white, to make our products more eye-catching and stereotypical. This also allowed us to create synergy of our products. In the production of our music video, we used a non-linear software called Adobe Premiere CS 5.5. This allowed us to be more advanced with our editing as we were able to import our footage into a timeline, and this made the footage and music visible for us to see. When constructing our video, we come across various problems such as the footage was dark, so in order to correct it, we selected the piece of footage, put the contrast and brightness up, and used the fast colour corrector tool. Not only did this make the footage clearer, but it created a grungy indie look, which gives a representation of a stereotypical indie band and create a preferred reading of our chosen indie genre. We used a razor tool to cut up our footage once in the timeline. This allowed us to create cuts between scenes and jump cuts. For example, at the end, using them to juxtapose the band members against each other in a way to show our anti-hero as being promiscuous, and at the end the narrative because she is getting with our star persona. This is a code and convention we call music matching the lyrics. We did this by matching the lyric You to Billy our electronic shaman, Carlson 1999, and star persona, Dyer 1975, singing You. This was cross-cut with the narrative of that anti-hero to connote the link of who we were singing about. This therefore reinforced the representation that we created of her as she is leaving the bedroom. Whilst in the process of editing, we also found that some of the footage wasn't in time to the music. In order for it to match, we selected the footage and input a lower number into the speed bar until we found one that matched. Once we did this, we anchored the footage and sound into the timeline so that Billy, our lead singer, was lip-syncing with the lyrics. Once again, this connotes how we have included codes and conventions of lyrics matching visuals. We used the opacity tool to make the smoke scenes more transparent. Then we placed the footage on the layer up from the gig footage on top of it, and this then created the illusion that there was smoke at the gig. Not only did this fit our genre, but it also linked with the narrative to the performance scenes and showed a dissolved transition. The narrative footage is in colour, however the performance footage is in black and white. We achieved this by using the desertion tool, and we pastiche this idea from scenes from Joanna by Little Comets. As the smoke is white and almost gives the footage a ghostly look and makes the transition from colour to black and white smoother, this creates an enigma code, Bart's 1979, of the open-ended narrative at the end of the video. In our chorus, the lyrics say, "There she goes again." We wanted to represent this with a negotiated reading, Hall 1980, so we used controls to import 4 screens of footage into one, creating a split screen, which shows our antagonist walking out of the 3 members of the band in bed, and then the 4th of her walking out of the door. James Baker 2007 talks about selection. We selected the split screen carefully to help create representations of a one-night stand. We researched into real media text and found that example Kickstarts has a split screen and then pastiche this idea. We then organised the footage professionally and focused on the ideology of her being dominant by using all 3 members of the band. In the research and planning stages of our productions, we used many different media technologies to help us collect information on real media text and existing products. For example, with the help of Web 2.0, Dale Daughtry and Tim Riley, 2004, we as a team set up a Facebook group on which we could exchange ideas and views, not only with each other but with the band and their followers. They also made us all admin on their Facebook page so that we could upload photographs and ancillary ideas for feedback. We agreed with PJ Fiore's 2004 ideas of technological convergence as we used our smartphones to allow us access to killer apps, and apps such as WordPress, which allows us to quickly and effectively upload photographs of our work, videos of conversations and discussions about ideas. Also, work done could be recorded faster without the need of computers in lessons. From this, we could also agree with Henry Jenkins' 2008 idea of convergence culture. Marshall McLuhan, 1968, talks about a global village. We believe, as a digital natives using various platforms and media technologies to socialise, we are most definitely interconnected through technology, and we call this synergy. The use of WordPress helped us greatly when planning not only our music video but also our ancillary products. We were able to record our ideas which we had created on other web apps such as Bubbleless, Prezi, SurveyMonkey and Dafont. We used Bubbleless to brainstorm simple ideas on a bubble diagram, which allowed us to visually see smaller pointers in which we wish to include in our video. We then used Prezi to create a media pitch which was a more in-detail plan which we presented to our class and teacher, whereby we included examples of real media text we were going to pastiche. For example, the first 20 seconds of the Joanna music video by the Little Comets. Whilst presenting this media pitch, we had collectively designed a questionnaire on SurveyMonkey, which was distributed to the class for them to give us feedback on what the ideas for our products, what they thought. We used a variety of open and closed questions so our audience could give us relevant feedback as part of our primary research. We got some positive feedback which we ensure we continue to include in our product, and also got some constructive feedback. This helped us to improve the quality of our product as we also ensured we included the improvements stated. We asked questions such as, what do you think of our idea for the hybrid video? Please give us constructive criticism in the box below. This then led to answers like, it is effective and sounds interesting. However, using our classmates as our sample for our research is valid, as we are getting a range of feedback, making it representative and possibly generalisable. We also use the web app Dafont. This allows us to try out different text ideas for our mastheads on our ancillary products. I used a sans serif font to connote the indie genre. This allowed me to experiment with the various fonts to gain feedback from my other teammates and teacher as to what would attract our target audience and subculture most. However, looking at real media text such as Arctic Monkeys and other real media text, we have then came to the conclusion that indie rock stereotypical masthead and logo was a white sans serif font on a black background. In my ancillaries, I have used new media technologies not only to create my products but also to gain ideas to pastiche them from, as through the web we are able to gain access to things we would not always have access to. For example, the main one I pastiche from my magazine advert, which is the Killers poster. I analysed these through textual analysis and then created the products on Adobe Photoshop CS 5.5. We also created our audience profiles through the use of digital technologies in terms of social media, gaining insight through Facebook to what our brand thinks and what also their fans think. Overall, new technologies are things that allow us to create products we have created in all stages of making our products, from research and planning to evaluation.